Hi guys. I don't feel well, but I thought I would get on here quick. I'm pretty sick. As you notice, I haven't been appearing in any of the videos because I look absolutely awful. This device, they burned my eye sockets last night. It feels like you wake up and you've been beat up. So this is what's going on. So there was a huge alarm fire close by here. I posted that on my videos, my post-it page. If you get a chance, the community posts. I started doing some research. I guess there's been quite a few fires here in Albany. It's no surprise to me. It's no surprise because if you have been following me, you can see that every apartment I've tried to rent, there's been problems. And I won't go into some of the specifics. I'm very sorry to the families. I'm very sorry to people that are struggling to get housing like I am. And this is what you face. And my heart felt, certainly the people that have perished. What a horrible, horrible thing. God bless, and I'm very sorry, and this is why I'm doing this video. Because I had been through this numerous times when I was a landlord with my ex-husband. We had rental properties. So every Christmas, I would buy people the batteries to put in smoke alarms because they save lives. But this is not what we're up against now. And the police, the fire department, and certainly the prior mayor, Anne Thane in Amsterdam, who thought this was a joke with the fire hydrants, continues with this. There were threats made against my home numerous times about the fire hydrant, which was broken, which was spilling water into my basement, which was never repaired, amongst other things. I won't go through every incident, but I'll just give you a little recap. There has been ongoing housing problems since they threw me on the street and made up a bunch of lies after I reported domestic violence and a sexual assault. So every place, and I have documented it, they play games with the heat, they play games with the wiring, they play games with National Grid. The last place over here on State Street, and this was all over Amsterdam. It was up in Northville. It was in Broad Alban. I came down here to Schenectady at the Y. There were problems. And now I'm in Albany. I've been to 5 apartments, 5. And it's the same exact pattern. The fire department, the landlord, the code inspector, and the police were over there on State Street. And the games there, they laughed in my face. I showed videos of water pouring in the bathroom. I showed videos of the constant runaround with the heat, with the constant runaround with the wiring. They were all there. I filled out report after report after report. And all they did was call me crazy and evict me. I had to find another place to live. So now I'm researching online here, and it looks like horribly there's been quite a few fires in Amsterdam. These people need to be held accountable because it seems to be an ongoing game with this kind of his situation with the heat. Either you don't get any at all, you wake up freezing cold, or you're blasted whatever this device is. It's some sort of heat device. Certainly you can see a lot of these places, they'll advertise, look at these beautiful hardwood floors. Okay, what happens is you get in there and you're not really getting heat because heat's supposed to be included, and then you pay for your gas and electric. But they play games. Mr. Vassi and Mr. Megna played games up there on Green Street. Mr. Megna, his son is the deputy police chief. Ain't that right, Mr. Megna? And it was a big game on Green Street when y'all stole my car and you play games with the heat and you're putting people's lives in danger. Okay? Because this shouldn't be going on when people report and people complain and then you call them crazy and it results in this kind of tragedy with people. And certainly it has with me because I have moved 5 times this year and it's the same pattern. They've done a thorough investigation here where I'm living now and it's the same pattern. Okay, it was the same pattern in Amsterdam with the fire hydrants at my house. I did videos. I had this harassment from this cop that pulled up, told me I didn't own the house. You can see that video. There's other videos that started with the YWCA here with whatever they were using to do something with the room. You can walk across the floor at 2 or 3 in the morning and it feels like the whole thing is crackling because they're using some sort of device rather than the furnace. This is what they were doing at my home too. They broke the furnace, they vandalized the apartments, and then they were using some sort of device where the room is being heated, but it's not coming from the furnace. Okay, and it's not like the entire room. Like they'll target it at your bed, they'll target it at your face, they'll target it at your back. It smells like things are burning. It's horrible smells. You get headache, you wake up, you throw up, you get diarrhea, and so on and so forth. And I'm not going to go too far into that because then it's like, oh, you're crazy. So they're very aware of what's going on. And certainly this has been repeated around Albany with every apartment I either looked at. There were problems either when I moved in with the heat or they played games once you were in with the National Grid. I have a $1,000 National Grid bill from Green Street where Mr. Vassy would come in and say, oh, it's plenty of heat. And then the baseboard, hot water baseboard, however, those other ones, I don't think it was as high end. It would feel warm, but there was no heat in the room. And National Grid's, I grieved it. Were just charging me every month a higher and higher amount. And then Holly Theron's husband showed up to make threats. And I grieved it, but then I had to pay for it. So I paid $1,000 there for heat I never received. These have been ongoing games by these people. Now, for this past year, my health has deteriorated. I haven't been out of this new place for, 7 months now I've been here. And it's been a slow decline after they showed up at Frog Alley and made threats that my health would be impacted, that I look too good, and they would ruin how I look. And they have. So if you want to check out my videos, there's certainly a whole rundown of how there's been no heat, there's been games with the heat, there's been ongoing police involvement that'll say you're crazy after they say they do thorough investigations. And this is what's going on in Albany with these various fires and people subjected to have to live under these kinds of scary conditions where there's problems with the heat. Be safe out there, guys.